What is up, everybody? So look, I'm back out on the water. Had to skip a few days, getting had more work that I needed to get done than I thought. And yeah, so anyway, we are about to try to build on what we did a couple days ago, scouting out an area, going back and looking at where I caught them, kind of developing a thought process on why I think I caught them there, and then going back out and seeing if some of the hypotheses were true or if I'm full of crap, and then I got to go back to the drawing board. So anyway, we're headed out on the lake. It is early spring. We had a cold front come through since then, where the overnight lows were in the high 20s to mid to high 20s, and now it's 55 degrees where it was 70 the other day with an overnight low of 61. So again, things are changing, but I'm going to stay out here, try to keep my finger on the pulse, and also share with you guys kind of, you know, my thought process along the way, what adjustments I'm making, what map study I'm doing, and all that good stuff. So anyway, here we go. Hopefully we can catch some fish today. So guys, what I'm doing here is I'm starting off by slow rolling both a chatterbait and a spinnerbait over the top of these rises, or these humps. A lot of people refer to them as humps, but they're more like a ridge with a saddle on both sides. If you notice behind me, I'm way out away from the docks. And I fished the docks for a couple days looking for spawning fish. They weren't quite there. I ran the channels looking for them, or the ditches, if you will, and they weren't there. I'm in the first third of a creek arm, and I think oftentimes a lot of folks overlook these little shallow rises, these humps that are either shaped like a hot dog, a football, or sometimes even a donut, because they'll have a saddle in the middle. And when those fish are staging early season and they haven't moved to the bank yet, this is a great place to start with a search bait. So if you notice what I'm doing here, I'm actually ripping the chatterbait free from the grass, and then basically hitting the edges and just kind of fan casting, moving over a little bit at each time. But the whole hitting the top of that grass and ripping it free really is the key right now. Got a little fish on. First fish of the day, and we're in 4-foot grass. I've tried shallow, tried deeper. I started seeing some bait at this depth, and that dude thumped it, so might be onto something. Let's see. Oh yeah. Come here, buddy. Number 2. Both on that jackhammer. Shut the motor down and get a photo of him real quick. The other one flipped off the board, but I'm gonna take a chance on this one. Just taking it up here high without doing the hole down in the footwell thing. It's not a monster. Monsters, I'll take the time and do it right. Just like that. On it on Instagram. Oh, hold on, Austin. Hold on, Austin. Hold on. Oh, shoot, guys. Hold on a second, Austin. Dude, that is a good fish. That's a really good fish. Hold on a second. Golly, guys. This is what we're here for. Hold on. Let me, look at that toad right there, son. Well, it looks like they're in this 2.5 to 4 foot of water on this grass in the back of this pocket, just like they were the other day. And so we're building on a pattern now. These fish are staging. Look at that thing. Choked that chatterbait. So let me get this out of here. Fish is 17.5. Well, it's fatter than I thought it was long. So we got to picture this thing and get it back in the water. All right, guys, so for the last 2 days, I've been doing a little bit of exploring and looking for alternatives. In the first video, I mentioned that you don't always want to just kind of default back to your juice, okay? Or to something you already know. But I went one direction up the creek and I found fish. Went the other direction up the creek and I found fish. All right, guys, so I've done some exploring. I got a couple of backup spots now. Now, because it's such a good time of year, it's time to switch gears and head to some places I already know and see if I can put some big fish in the boat. So one thing you'll notice that I'm doing here is you'll see me moving my feet, and you'll also see me kind of looking down at the graph and actually looking into the water. What I'm doing is I'm actually using structure scan to keep the grass line off to one side and looking for fish, and I'm fan casting up onto the flat with the grass and out into a little bit deeper water where the grass is a little bit further below the surface. And this tactic works really well for me this time of year. Third cast with the frog, baby. Everybody thinks because the wind's blowing and it's cool out that bass ain't gonna hit a frog. And I'm in 1.6 foot of water right there. I'm sitting in 3. And these fish are staging, going up into that spawn area and freaking choking it. All right, guys, so about 2 hours elapsed. And the reason I left this clip in is I wanted to show you that I changed the rod out, and then real time on the next cast, going back to the frog, watch what happens.
You start to really lock into a position. If you were to have the moral high ground and you're attempting to grab the people, well, then those words have to be right.
Oh! Oh! Massive blow up. Guys, look at that freaking tank. Woo! All right, guys, so listen, I'm gonna finish this video up with this big girl right here. She's just under 6 pounds, but freaking 20.25 inches. That might be the fattest, squarest 20-incher that I've caught that weighs that much. But look, I'm gonna get this girl back in the water, let her do her thing, and then I'll talk to you guys a little bit. So let me get her back in the water, let her swim away. So look, 5 days I have fished. 2 days of those 5 I got skunked. I have grinded, I have adjusted, I have tweaked, and I ended up catching some fish on a spinnerbait, catching some fish on a chatterbait, catching some fish on Senkos, And then I just decided to cover water and do what I know, which is to figure out where big fish are gonna be before they spawn. And so I got up in here, this wind is blowing, you know, behind me. It's blowing this warmer water up against this hydrilla edge. If you're not catching fish, don't get discouraged. Every time you don't catch a fish as an investment, well, if you learn from it and if you put the time in to learn from it, is an investment in the next time. I don't think anybody's out here throwing a tackle frog right now when it is, you know, 63-degree water temperature, super pre-spawn. It's just not, it's not, you know, frog fishing weather yet. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate y'all watching the video. Y'all leave a comment in the comment section below. Use the hashtag struggle, and I'm gonna give away a special struggle prize package. I'm not even gonna say what it is. And if you're a KBF member, sign up at kayakbassfishing.com/join. If you're a KBF member and you win this prize package, I'm gonna double it, and you can either get double for yourself or you can hook a friend up. So anyway, love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video.